As we roam around the school campus together with my group mates, we have seen many hazards. Before anything else, let's define first what is a hazard. Hazards are anything that can cause harm or damage to people, property, or the environment. There are different types of hazards, such as physical, chemical, biological, psychological, and public health hazards. Each type of hazard has its own characteristics, examples, and control measures. Furthermore, these are the hazards that we have seen as we roam around the campus. First is the broken floor tiles. Broken floor tiles can pose various hazards, depending on the type, condition, and location of the tiles. It can also leave sharp edge or gasps that can injure bare skin or damage other materials. Broken floor tiles can pose a hazard to people who walk on them as they may cause slips, trips, or cuts. To prevent accidents and injuries, it is important to follow some safety measures, such as report any broken or loose tiles to the maintenance staff or the responsible authority, and avoid walking on them until they are fixed. Use masking tape, signs, or cones to mark the area where the tiles are broken and warn others of the potential danger.
Damaged school buildings can pose many hazards to students, teachers, and staff. Some of the possible dangers are risk of injury or death. Damaged school buildings may have structural defects such as cracks, leaks, or collapses that can injure or kill anyone inside them. Additionally, damaged electrical wiring or equipment can cause fires or electrocution. Moreover, damaged school buildings can attract pests or animals that can carry diseases or parasites. These buildings pose a potential hazard to the students, teachers, and the community and should be properly secured or demolished. Some of the security measures that can be taken to avoid hazard from the abandoned school buildings are cordon off the building to keep off unauthorized access. The cordon should be placed at a minimum distance of 4 meters from the building line. Large precautionary signs should be posted or nailed to boards as warning to students. Request for an ocular inspection and assessment of the building from the building official who can declare if the building is unfit for occupancy or not.
A broken ceiling in school building is a significant concern due to potential safety hazard and disruption to the learning environment. It may indicate structural issue, water damage, or the risk of falling debris. The compromised ceiling could lead to further deterioration if it's not addressed promptly, affecting not only the safety of the student and the staff, but also the overall functionality of the educational facility. Reporting the problem to school authorities or relevant maintenance personnel is crucial for swift inspection and necessary repairs to ensure a safety and conducive learning environment. A damaged roof drip edge in school building poses a hazard as it can lead to water infiltration, causing potential structural damage, mold growth, and compromising in the integrity of building. The drip edge is crucial for directing water away from the structure and preventing water-related issue. If damage is need prompt attention and refer to mitigate the risk of further damage and maintain a safe learning environment for students and staff. Report the issue to school authorities of maintenance personnel for necessary repairs to address this potential hazard.
A building without a fire exit lacks a designated route for occupants to safely exit the premises during emergencies such as fires. Fire exits are essential for swift evacuation, reducing the risk of injuries or fatalities. Buildings typically have multiple exits strategically placed to provide accessible escape routes. A lack of fire exits could pose a serious safety hazard, and it's essential to address and rectify this issue promptly to comply with safety regulations. There should never be any litter along the school's fire escape routes. Every classroom in the school needs to have two exits and the path shouldn't be obstructed. Every exit should have sufficient width and be clearly marked for a smooth evacuation.
An old electric switch can be hazard for several reasons. Some of the possible dangers are: first, the wiring may be inadequate for the current it carries, causing the wire to overheat and potentially start a fire. Second, the contacts or the switch may be worn out, creating sparks or erasing the switch is turned on or off. Lastly, the insulation may be damaged or deteriorated, exposing live wires that can shock or electrocute anyone who touches them. The possible way to counter this hazard is that it should be inspected and replaced by a qualified electrician as soon as possible. Do not use the switch or any device connected to it until it is fixed or replaced. Old electric switches are not only hazardous but also inefficient and unreliable. Replacing them with modern switches can improve the safety and performance of your electrical system. Using an old power supply in school premises can pose serious hazards to the students, teachers, and staff. Some of the possible consequences are electrocution. Students or staff may accidentally touch the live parts of the power supply and receive a fatal shock. Fire. The power supply may ignite a fire due to faulty capacitors, wiring, or overloading. This can cause damage to the school property and endanger the lives of the people inside. Therefore, it is advisable to replace the old power supply with a new one that is suitable for the intended use and built to a relevant standard. The power supply should also be inspected and tested regularly by a competent person. The school should also ensure that there are enough sockets for the electrical equipment and that no extension leads or multi-blocks are overloaded or present a tripping hazard. These measures can help prevent the risk of using an old power supply in school premises.
Wires near the tree can be a hazard for several reasons. First, they can create a potential path for electricity to travel to the ground, which can electrocute or burn anyone who touches, climbs, trims, or cuts down the tree. Second, they can cause power outage or fires if the tree branches fall on and snap the wires. Therefore, it is advisable to keep the trees away from the power lines and to hire a qualified arborist to prune the trees if they are growing too close to the wires. These will ensure the safety of the people and the reliability of the electricity supply. An open drainage system is a canal or a ditch that collects and transports stormwater or wastewater. However, an open drainage system can also pose some physical hazards and health risks. It can be a hazard for health and environment if it is not properly maintained or regulated. Some of the risks of an open drainage system are: it can cause injuries to us, not just by students, but also all the workers in this school who may fall into them or collide with them. In addition, open drains can be breathing groups for flies, mosquitoes, and other disease causing germs. This can lead to various diseases such as malaria, dengue, typhoid, cholera, and diarrhea. Some possible security measures to protect people and the environment from the hazards of an open drainage system are: installing traversable ends at the drain outlets to allow vehicles and pedestrians to cross over them safely, placing barriers or signs along the drain edges to warn road users of their presence and prevent accidents, treating the drain water with insecticides to kill or repel the vectors of diseases such as malaria and dengue.
A broken window can pose a hazard to people and property in several ways. Some of the potential risks are: glass fragments can cause cuts, laceration, or eye injuries to anyone who comes in contact with them. A broken window can compromise the security of a building, allowing unauthorized access or theft. Some security measures to prevent or deal with the broken windows are: install window locks and latches that make it harder to intruders to open the window. Reinforced window glass with shatter-resistant materials or coatings. Tape a tarp, shower curtain, or heavy-duty trash bags around the broken window to seal off the window frame for protection against robbery or weather damage.